Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This video is going to be for my 18 plus subscribers because we're going to be talking about outfits for the bedroom. So I was looking at lingerie the other day and I was browsing through many different sites, and the only time that I ever see costumes, which is pretty rarely, even for more high-end lingerie boutiques, there is either a non-existent kind of costume area, or it's exceptionally sleazy costumes, kind of like they all seem like they're kind of meant for Halloween rather than the bedroom, or they look like they belong in a porno. And while there's obviously a time and place for that and that can be fun, I personally love erotic costumes that are more ethereal, that are kind of like theatrical and make you feel almost inhuman or godlike. So I thought I'd take the principles that I talk about in my ethereal videos and ethereal beauty videos and apply that to bedroom costume. This kind of idea of being almost of another world, of being godlike, of being kind of like in the in-between. I think that if there's any place to wear a costume, if there's any place to kind of create a setting, create a character, I think it's in the bedroom. I think it makes your sex life a lot more fun, and I think these costumes will definitely wow your partner, and I think that they're costumes that people don't really think about, and if they do think about them, they don't think about bringing them into a sensual or intimate setting. So I'm here to kind of change that, or at least remind people that they can do this and that it's actually really fun. The costumes that I have here range from taking really no time at all to ones that require a little bit more preparation. And for the ones that do require preparation, I suggest that you savor the process, take your time. You definitely don't want to be running into the room in front of your man or woman or whoever your significant other is, and you don't want to be rushed, you don't want to be flustered or nervous, you want to look effortless. Be like Dita Von Teese, for example. Honestly, there's so much to learn from that woman. But she talked about in one of her interviews before her burlesque shows, she likes to have a few hours before she goes on stage. She likes to have like 2 glasses of champagne to kind of even out the nerves, because a lot of these looks are kind of a performance and you're doing it for another person. And if you ever get nervous in front of other people, or if you're not entirely comfortable in your skin, then the best thing to do is just to kind of really take your time and get settled in the environment that you're creating first. All of these looks are good for, obviously, in practice, but they're great if you're into editorial photography, if you know what I mean. Some of these looks, I'd say mostly one of them, just kind of requires preparing a place for it, like putting maybe like a towel down or something. I know that sounds so gross. It more so the costume has to do with water, so that's all I'm saying. Just if you don't want to get your sheets wet or anything, then maybe put a towel down or something like that. Anyway, so let's get into it. The first one, and so like I said, some of these are super simple. The first one is just going to any kind of craft store or fabric store and getting a very large color of your choice. I prefer black or nude or red. A just pretty sheer, very big swath of fabric. And all you need to do is either wear it like a cape or wear it like a veil over top of your face. That's how I like to wear it, putting it over top of my face and kind of letting it drape over top of my body and nothing else. You don't wear anything else underneath it. If you want to accentuate your eyes, I suggest doing kind of heavier eye makeup so that they kind of come through the veil a bit, but the rest of your body should be kind of obscured and kind of shown just a little bit through the sheer fabric. It's kind of the magic of that fabric. If you don't feel comfortable being entirely nude underneath, then simply just wear your favorite lingerie, ideally something nude. You kind of want this effect that your physical body is being obscured by this fabric and that there's kind of a bit of light play going on. So yeah, very simple. Just all you need is a sheer swath of fabric, a pretty large one. Ideally one that would go to probably your ankles or to maybe your knees or something, so that all this, like to your knees, is obscured a bit. And if the room is dimly lit, even better. The second costume is reminiscent of Givenchy 2008 fall ready to wear, which I'm sure everybody is familiar with, it is the show where they have all of the gold chains that are pretty much covering their entire torso. And of course, they are accompanied by tuxedos, but this look doesn't require a tuxedo or a blazer. Fashion, the runway is an excellent place to find looks for the bedroom, if you're ever wondering. Vivienne Westwood is very good for that too. Amongst many other designers, John Galliano, Alexander McQueen, if you really want to get crafty and creative. But this one is Givenchy. So this look requires, of your choice, you can use chains, you can also use pearls, just as many as you can fit on your chest so that it completely covers you there. Put your hair in an elegant French twist or some kind of updo of your choosing so that it doesn't get all kind of messed up with your necklaces. If you don't want just the chains and you want more of like a shoulder piece too, there are plenty of these online that are made of pearls or of chains. You can find them on Etsy, Amazon, wherever. I actually found one a couple of days ago when I was looking through lingerie. I kind of got discouraged and I went and I looked on Etsy for some kind of like sculptural pieces for the chest and the torso, and I found one actually on there that was made of different rhinestones, but I actually found on Amazon a pearl shoulder, neck, and torso piece. It was just entirely made of strung pearls, and it completely obscures you, completely covers you, and it's a wonderful piece for the bedroom, especially if you curl your hair. I don't know, if you want to do some kind of Marie Antoinette thing with your makeup. It's wonderful, and all you need to do is wear nude panties and thigh highs of your color choosing. So that one's really fun. It just requires spending a little bit more money. The third one is the one that requires the towels. It is a wet look. You want to look like you just came out of the shower. So to achieve this look, you have to do your hair, and then we'll talk about the body. So you use hair gel and shine cream for your hair, and absolutely no setting products because you don't want your hair to get crispy. So you comb that through your hair while it's already wet and you let it dry that way, and you can do finger waves, you can style it however you'd like, but it should look pretty wet, like you came out of the shower. The dress should definitely be a little bit more form-fitting, but not too much. It can be kind of flowy. It should be definitely on the more sheer side. You don't want the fabric to just stick to you. While that's nice, it's far nicer if your flesh tone actually comes through the fabric, which that's a top tier look right there. So when you do jump in the shower with this, make sure when you do come out, just pat yourself down with a towel a little bit and just make sure that the ends are not dripping wet, unless you don't care, unless you don't mind there's a little bit of water, but just make sure it's not sopping wet. Just kind of wring it out a little bit. I know that this look may seem kind of impractical, but honestly, anything for the look, am I right? I don't think there should be anything holding you back from this kind of stuff. Go all in or not at all. If you don't want to ruin the dress that you bought, if this worries you, let's say you bought a silk dress, which I definitely don't suggest you doing that. Don't do that. You can go to, if you are a little bit more craftier, if you know how to sew, if you know how to use a sewing machine, go and pick a swath of fabric that you like, create the dress yourself, pattern it off of clothes that you know fit you. I've created a dress before, for example, using a tank top and a long skirt. And I just kind of put them together and then I pattern the dress off of that. So anything's possible. If you want to do that, go right ahead. The dress also doesn't need to be perfect either because it's going to be wrinkled on your skin anyway, so nobody's going to be looking at the little details. They're going to be looking at you. So this is another simple one, but it does take a little bit more time. It's a look that is very similar to one that I talked about for ethereal makeup, but it's just extended to the whole body. What we're trying to do is kind of embody Britney Spears from the Toxic video, but without like the silver flakiness. Take crystals that you find. They don't have to be Swarovski, they don't have to be expensive, just from any craft store, and glue them all over your chest, your neck, your arms. You don't have to extend it to the legs because instead of doing that, just couple that with nude fishnets that have rhinestones on them. It'll be a lot easier that way. And it's a little bit more dynamic. There's a lot more going on. If you have a pair of PVC heels that are just completely clear all the way through, even better. And for your face, you can do a little bit of highlighter on your eyes, brighten your face up, dapple some glitter onto your face, onto your hair. If you want the glitter to stick into your hair a little bit better, just add a little bit of styling product or whatever and just have it stick to that. Number 5 requires clothes, but it's more so, this is probably one of the more theatrical ones. Some of these that we're going to be talking about now are more theatrical. It's taken from a movie called The Dreamers with Ava Green. And if you have ever been on Tumblr or on Pinterest or something, I feel like you've probably seen this look at some point. So Ava Green's character in one of the scenes with her lover, she is wearing nothing but very, very long black satin opera gloves and just a draped ivory skirt that's long as well. So her entire chest is exposed. And so this look is very important when it comes to setting, because without the setting, the look doesn't work. She, in the movie, and there's like entire dialogue that follows this, she stands in a doorway that is black behind. There is no lighting coming from behind her. So with the opera gloves and the dark hallway behind her, it creates the illusion that she doesn't have arms, which is reminiscent of the statues of Aphrodite where she doesn't have arms. Honestly, the skirt, you can finish the illusion off if you don't want to have hips or legs, and you can use like a black skirt or something, but it's more ideal if you have a kind of ivory, kind of draped skirt. Again, the fabric store is your best friend. I've made whole outfits without even sewing anything, just with safety pins and tying things in place. I've used pieces of fabric and I've tied them together with ribbon. There's times where I've never even sewn anything. So you can get creative with that. Just make sure that the skirt that you do create is kind of draped and that it's of a white or ivory fabric. All the more better if it has like a little bit of sheen to it too. So this is number 6. I don't know if I've been counting these, but it doesn't matter because it's not a full set. I only have 9, not 10. So this is another theatrical one. This one is actually based off of an editorial with the supermodel Laura Stone. It's probably one of her most famous photos. It's one where she has this big bouffant hair and she's carrying a platter with 2 glasses of what looks like brandy or wine. And so she's holding it in a way that covers up her breasts. So that's pretty much your outfit. So what you do, obviously, whatever you want for the rest of your outfit is pretty much up to you, but I suggest to do your hair not the way that she did, because honestly, I could never accomplish that. That hair is insane. But style your hair into an updo and then get a pair of lace gloves. You can have them up to your wrist or you can have them longer. They can be opera length. And then pair it with a long black skirt and just some cute heels or something. And then of course, your platter and your 2 very, very, very full glasses of brandy or wine. It should be red wine so that it quite literally covers the color. And the glasses shouldn't be super long stemmed. You don't want to be holding it awkwardly. It should be kind of like held up here like this. So I suggest kind of brandy glasses for that because the stem is a little bit shorter. So that one's fun. And it's more inviting than some of the other ones where you can bend down and you can give the glass of brandy to your partner, which is fun, which is revealing you in the end. So that's cool. So this next look is an homage to Britney Spears' 2000s VMAs performance, which is probably one of her most famous ones, aside from the one where she's holding the anaconda. It is a full black suit that you walk into the room with. Ideally one that kind of covers your body a lot. Don't expose your chest too much. And underneath this should be ideally nude, sparkling lingerie of your choice. If you want to wear whatever lingerie you have, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you. I just really like this kind of contrast of dark and light, kind of obscuring and then like looking nude with like sparkles and stuff everywhere. I like that kind of glamorous aspect to it. But yeah, Britney Spears on stage, she has this iridescent pinstripe suit with the fedora, and then she rips it off in the middle of her performance, and she has this gorgeous low-rise pants and kind of bra that is nude and sparkling, and that's what you want. Finish off the outfit with sky-high heels, as high as you can get them, and a hat, a fedora if you'd like, a top hat, and even maybe a smoking pipe if you're really feeling it. If you're feeling like Marlene Dietrich, go right ahead. This look is really great because it's kind of transforming from masculine to feminine, kind of playing on that dance, kind of dominant to submissive, just the revealing aspect of it. And of course, pays homage to silver screen glamour and burlesque costumes. Dita Von Teese has a costume just like this. So this next outfit, this next costume, it's kind of in the same vein as the last one when it comes to menswear, when it comes to suiting. And it's something that I really love that Rihanna did a few years back, and she executed it very elegantly. This look kind of reminds me of hookers in a way, and that's kind of why I like it so much, why I thought it was so genius when she wore it. It's basically a pretty large, beautiful, for her, it was like a velvet tuxedo jacket, and she wore nothing with it but tights and heels and very, very extravagant jewelry. So for this costume, I suggest if your man's or whoever else has a tuxedo or a large suit jacket, to wear theirs instead of going out and getting one or using one that you already have. Only that, nothing on top, whatever underwear you'd like, and then having either fishnet or just sheer black tights and then sky-high heels with it. And of course the jewelry too. Wear as much of it as you want. Beautiful, you know, anything like with rhinestones, anything with stones in general would be ideal, kind of sparkling and glamorous. In this way, you're kind of embodying your partner, which I love because it reminds me of older civilizations and tribes that used to embody their gods by wearing their clothing or their traditional garments. This kind of look is a play on your partner's ego. It's an assertion of dominance. You're kind of taking something that is theirs and then transforming it into something of your own. It's a power move for sure, but it's disguised under something that's just so deliciously sleazy. I couldn't not include it. All right, the last one is number 9. And I know we haven't gotten to 10, but it's okay because 9 is one of my favorite numbers. The last one is another pretty simple one. It'll take a little bit longer to execute, but it's gold leaf all over your chest, neck, and a little bit of your torso, and then very, very big earrings, as big and obnoxious as you can get them. And obviously pair it with whatever pair of underwear you'd like. And if you want to wear thigh highs, that'd probably be ideal, but you can wear really whatever hosiery you'd like. So for this, it sounds more complicated. It always looks more complicated, but I've seen it done in practice and it's really not that bad. So you just go to any craft store and they'll have packs of gold leaf and they'll come in kind of sheets of like square sheets like this. And you take them out and you can really just stick them right onto your skin. If you want to use a kind of light adhesive, go ahead, but it's gonna be kind of hard to get off and kind of annoying. But it will generally, especially if you have like oil or something on your body, the gold leaf will stick and it'll stay there for a while. But you just take one of the sheets and make sure not to get it wrinkled because it's very, very fragile, and just get it to stick on the first contact and then let it go because it will stick there. And then take a large-headed brush of some sort that's clean, obviously, like a blush brush or something like that, and just kind of gently go in circles so that the gold leaf makes contact with all of your skin. Some of it is going to flake off, that's normal. The kind of beauty of this look is that it's not going to be perfect and you kind of want to look gilded. Yeah, just put those pieces all over your chest area, a little bit of your torso, kind of like a bustier kind of thing, and then up on your collarbones, a little bit on your shoulders if you want. Do as much as you want. Whatever you see fit, whatever pleases you aesthetically, go as far as that. But it definitely doesn't have to be seamless. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can have little cracks and peaks coming out. Yeah, you know what? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Since I don't have a number 10, I'm gonna leave it as a blank for you guys to in the comments, whatever ideas that you guys have, that's gonna put it in the blank. You know, do it for yourself. I would really love to hear what your guys' ideas are for this kind of thing. I'd love to see people getting creative and making up their own costume, especially if it's done in practice. You know, let me know if your costume was effective, if it wowed your significant other, if it held up. You know, some of these costumes can be a little, can be kind of like a wardrobe malfunction and they can not work very well. But let's be real, they're not really staying on for all that long anyway, so it's kind of perfect in a way that they don't have to be foolproof. But let me know how some of your costumes have worked in practice, and if you've worn them more than once, if it's your partner's favorite, whatever it is. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I really hope you guys actually do some of these and tell me about it. Let me know in the comments if they liked it, if the other person you did it for liked it. If you liked it, if you just lounge around the house like that. Yeah, these are definitely, a lot of this is lounge attire, I would say. I think it's lounge attire. Why not? Why not bring theater into everyday life? Why not? Okay, that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment, of course, and let me know if you liked this video. I had a blast making it, and yeah, have fun. I'll see you next week. Bye.